creativity.
It's a really good deck.
It is a really good deck.
Yeah.
I lost to it at Mox's.
All right, welcome back to round number 3 here at Guardian Games in Portland, Oregon. We're Portland Paper. I'm Travis Cooper with my reliable and amazing director, producer, co-commentator of, are we the first string team or are we the second string team?
Probably second string.
Yeah,
team.
we just don't have a first
There
one.
doesn't exist. Yeah, the first string doesn't exist, so we're the second stringers.
So my second string commentary co-host,
Ian Lunger.
and we're watching round number 3 of 4
For me to have a chance now.
here, which, you know, I think we have not only the heroes we get, but also the heroes we deserve. Undefeated 2-0 Andrew Lockhart on mono black coffers, but a little spicy take on that, and Bradley Brown on Eldrazi Tron. You know, never would I think that I would say Eldrazi Tron is a hero we want and deserve, but here I am. You know, if you told Travis from 2018 this is what I'd be saying, where I'd be sitting, I would only believe one of those two things.
Change it up every time, you know.
What do you think about this matchup?
I think it should be pretty good for Andrew. I think the top end I would expect to be a little bit stronger in the coffers deck than what Bradley's working with. I think that might be kind of the difference between the E-Tron versus Tron in this case, and I don't think it should be that terribly difficult for Andrew to get rid of kind of Bradley's early plays. But we'll see. I mean, we did just hear Andrew say the hand was pretty bad, so could end up being a rough start.
You know, I kind of think Eldrazi, I'm going to say Eldrazi Tron's a little favored here. It curves well. It curves a little bit better than just normal Tron does. It has a lot of threats that are going to attack that might not be able to be easily fatal pushed. I think it's going to be a little bit very simple. They're different but similar decks where both have a land combo that's like not the main focus of what the players are doing, while they're having, you know, different kinds of threats that also are disruption.
Travis, this is the second time we've gotten to see blackmail. Chat, for those of you, which I assume is like over half of you, who have no idea what the card that Andrew just played is, it's blackmail.
Yeah, we know what it is because, oh God, my back, it hurts. We're old.
All right.
That's right.
A player reveals 3 cards from his or her hand, and you can choose a card to discard that. Usually you play it in decks where you're forcing your opponent to discard a lot of cards, so you may have 3 or less cards in hand, and you can make them discard a card. It also can tag lands, which, like, it might be the only 1-mana hand disruption spell that can tag lands. I'm sure Chad will correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think that's true.
Yeah, I mean, like, that you get to pick, because, like, Raven's Crime exists, you know, there are some of those other ones,
yeah, I guess
Funeral Charm or whatever, but yeah, I think that you actually might get to select. I think that's probably a reasonable. Wow, so Bradley just has Tron. Bradley has Tron rolled up. Classic E-Tron.
Natural Tron.
Just rolled up. What do you do? What do you do if you're on? What do you grab here?
I don't know. What are we going to grab?
I think I just get a Walking Ballista and just take that Turok off the board.
Oop. No.
This seems a little. Okay, there we go. Okay.
I think Dismember actually gets exiled. Because it's only going to check
state-based effects.
Toughness is. Yeah, so.
Okay. Yeah, maybe worth a judge call if it matters. Again, we're in a matchup where it's probably not going to matter here, but yeah, Bradley's definitely going to put the screws on Andrew here very, very shortly.
For Turok?
That's Turok, not Voidwalker.
Oh, I let Travis.
It is very shiny.
I let Travis bait me. We were thinking Voidwalker. Sorry, Travis. Sorry, I just wanted you to get out there and have a good time.
Thank you.
Man. we're running on all cylinders.
We
here.
might be moving from the B team to the D team.
or a
Yeah,
D
we
team
might jump. We
commentary
might
right
jump Curran and Brad and.
Yeah,
You
if you
know.
if you need modern commentary, go ahead and hire us. We really know what we're doing.
Okay.
Take up on her board.
In any case, Bradley's going to start stone raiding Andrew, which always feels really, really bad. Ugin is available to drop on the field here. This feels like a pretty quick possible runaway on Bradley's side. One of those instances where Bradley had Natty Tron and the cards to back it up, so definitely had things to do with this mana.
Chef's kiss right there.
Yeah.
Just the 2/2.
It's a 2/2 when it leaves the battlefield. I put it in my hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I get to draw a card if it dies.
Okay.
Don't take too much credit,
Putting
Quentin.
your hand on your end stuff.
Oh, oh, that feels bad.
Also just crack this.
But that is nice of you to have gotten Bradley's Tron land sign. I'm sure he very much appreciates it. I am just proud of Andrew for playing through at this point. I think that I would have conceded.
Well, you know, I am going to take this moment to recount a story, which from the last time I played an event here at Guardian where I was playing against Mono Black Coffers, a different build than Andrew's, but I was able to be on the play and on turn 3 cast Fulminator Mage and then
That's a little
get
too
it
much flags,
unearthed
okay.
4 times and cast
These are
another
only a
one.
few dollars.
So I stone rained my
They're
opponent
my
6 times
favorite,
and still lost.
for swamps, for sure.
So, you know, keep
Yeah,
playing.
yeah. I mean, the difference is that Bradley's Stone Rain is a ticked up Karn.
Lily.
Last hope.
Okay. All right, this might be Andrew's last hope.
That you return a creature from the graveyard.
Yeah,
I
roll 2,
am surprised.
and return a creature. Yep.
You got it.
I'm surprised that this is the direction we're going with it. I mean, maybe
And then I'll pester.
maybe there's just no way you're beating the Ugin. That's what that
I mean,
is,
there's
right?
no way you're beating a lot of what's going on right now.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say, like, is there any chance you could get Lily to ult, you know, while you're getting Stone Raid? But I think no, because there's just gonna keep being 2/2s that are put on the field, and so you could like uptick on the first one to keep it from dealing damage to the Lily, but I don't think you're gonna be able to make it to high enough loyalty to ult with the second one getting uptick. Because like I think if you have ulted a Lily Last Hope, I don't think Bradley can beat that. I think the multiplying zombies would actually be able to take the game down.
Yeah, but we're going to have a Walking Ballista or a Sorcerer's Spyglass to prevent this Lily from getting even close
Yeah,
to
yeah,
reaching that
yeah.
ultimate.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'm just trying to imagine. I'm trying to imagine a way that Andrew could win here.
It's never good when your opponent's counting mana when they're playing Tron.
I will be on the play.
That's a lot. I can count that much. A pile. That's a pile of mana.
That's
Sorry,
8.
on 5. So this makes 7, 8 mana. My colorless spells are 2 less to cast.
Right.
So it's a Ballista on 5.
All right, we get the cost reduction from
Lily
Ugin.
4 times.
Made 8 mana. Cost reduced by 2.
I will cast
And we're going to
Karn.
ping the Liliana.
Oh my.
I'll take up on a swamp.
Okay.
And then instead, and then I will pass the turn.
Oh, God.
I think you have
Didn't
to.
win again.
The sequencing was a little off there. You have to coding the land, I think, before you tick up on it, but whatever.
I think we shortcutted
Yeah,
verbally,
yeah.
I think, is what happened.
Yeah.
Bradley's so ahead, they forgot to uptick Ugin, but we're scooping here.
Full
Yeah.
Karn with the Ballista and
Yeah.
2 Planeswalkers is a little rough.
I actually think Andrew's Swamps are Odyssey, is my guess. Oh, chat. Now you've sent me down a. Chat can confirm, or you're going to send me down some infinite spiral where I'm going to sit here and look for way too long.
Sometimes they're right. Sometimes they're not right. But
So I'm actively very curious.
And so Chad is asking Nykthos, is that usually in coffers? No, we've got like a spicy build. I feel like we should maybe call this spicy mono black coffers.
We haven't even seen any coffers, right? So
it is in the deck, and
It
apparently Phyrexian Obliterator is also in the deck too.
which, you know, I suppose makes sense with the Nykthos.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm on a quest to find what that
Alright.
swamp
Except
is.
this
Yeah.
homebrew
See what we've
Jacob.
got going on the
gotta
other
think your
table
plans, like,
here.
Do you play black
Oh,
now
looks like they
before-
finished game 1 as well,
before
so both
eight
shuffling up.
Thoughtseize you position? Gotta assume there's a lot
Not
of
usually.
Yeah, probably not.
Not before Thoughtseise, at least.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Before Thoughtseize.
So Bradley checking out the card
Yes.
board and the sideboard. Are we going to change anything? We're going to leave it as is.
I've got
Looks like-
some decent old land knowledge, if nothing else.
I haven't quite figured out sideboarding here, so this is
That's all
interesting.
good. All good. Let's make sure I have 15 cards. on
I'm gonna find it though.
Looks like Andrew's taking out Turox.
15 cards.
Can't quite see what else.
Looking into.
Yeah, glare is a little bit better. We had there were some lights that were out for a long time on the main floor Guardian, so it had a kind of unbalanced lighting. I mean, it's never great in a big open space, but those got replaced. We have kind of even lighting on either side, so it helps with shadows and glare here. And yeah, we're working with a cool point tilt zoom camera and a controller that we've got the booth, so pretty rad there. And we'll take this moment to shout out to all of our subscribers in chat. Ian and I and other volunteers. We got like Curran that comes out and does commentary here. Do this with all of our own equipment and our own time, and we're not making any money from doing this personally. Anything we do get from Twitch or YouTube, the tens of dollars goes right back into the stream, and we super appreciate any support, whether that's by throwing some Bezos bucks our way, by cheering at us, which basically gives us any dollars that you spend on cheers go straight to us, are just being engaged and nice and kind, and pointing out when we might need some helpful info like card names in chat. And so yeah, thanks for hanging out and appreciate all the support. You can find our edited VODs on YouTube if you just look up Portland Paper there, usually a couple days after the event. You found the swamp.
2 minutes later. Not a quick find, but a find nonetheless.
Actually, do you want to do that?
Yeah, this was a good choice. You know, like I think that specific color of green, very unique color of green in a swamp. I think, you know, I was scrolling through pages and pages of swamps. Really easy to pick this one out in a crowd.
You know, it's also kind of on flavor currently because we're having a lot of algae blooms being in drought, plus a lot of like heavy nutrients in rivers, plus forest fires and stuff. So very like kind of relevant to West Coast water conditions.
Let's get the Smasher.
Okay.
Right, Smasher out of the way with the Thoughtseize.
You don't
Looks
have to
like
play
we're
it.
It's like somebody played a contamination from Urza's Saga and turned all the lands into swamps.
whoa, yeah, not quite. All
Alright.
right, we're griefing pitching grief.
Interesting.
And then I will.
Aggressive.
Yeah, that is super aggressive. I kind of am interested to see like what was in
Oh
this.
damn.
What was in this keep for Andrew that kind of got?
Pretty hot one off the top. I will
Bradley ripped
Should've
the
waited
map
a
off the
turn.
top
Alright,
after having two Tron
Our
lands
board's
in
pretty
hand.
good.
So
You exile grief to grief.
Grief to grief. Yeah,
it always it's such a. I feel like grief is the most like feel bad of the invocations. Because you're just trading 2 cards for 1 card unless you can do some like Malakir, RFM rate
down tick. Or sorry, uptick.
Uptick.
shenanigans.
Yeah. So Lily's gonna uptick. This makes sense. So I guess this kind of makes a degree of sense. Andrew's just trying to get empty-handed really fast, and and
Makes sense.
make this Lily effective against Bradley. It's a little tough. Like Bradley's going to pretty quickly get access to a ton of mana and will be able to cast anything off the top. And that's the thing that Lily cannot protect against is all of the things that can come off the top of the library. Also, Karn into Pithing Needle is a very real top deck here.
And, you know, even if Lily ultimates, like splitting up Tron lands, you can keep a pile that has 2 Tron lands in it, so you're pretty close to getting that land combo back.
And, you know, like Bradley is playing E-Tron, so this deck can do things without the full meal deal.
You probably would. 100%.
Yeah, Saga, it looks like Saga, Needle, Blast Zone,
Go ahead.
Oh man.
maybe a Temple or 2.
Yeah,
Just
so
like one
not
temple.
great. You know, there's no real way to search up like your big bangers over there. So I think we're kind of. I bet Bradley's considering playing Saga because you don't need the mana from the Tron lands right now.
I think I'm in agreement. I think getting the Saga down and getting some pressure is worthwhile here, as Andrew's hand has kind of been torn apart already. Okay. Looks like Bradley's going to make sure that we establish Tron. Doesn't want to get blackmailed.
We did not uptick Lily, and we kept a card in hand.
It
for
can't
Andrew.
uptick Lily.
Oh, the
Pithing
needle named
Needle,
Lily?
yeah,
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Did not catch what the needle named, but that's the obvious one.
Yeah.
Card in play.
Blackmail. Got him.
I'll take the blessing.
Yeah.
See? Good card.
That's a good card.
Yes, Andrew, yes.
The guy who played game 1 had me
Relic.
look this up on Scryfall to make sure it was legal.
Get out of here. That's just rude.
So Bradley's got the Relic here. I don't even know if, like, is Andrew's deck really even using the yard? I guess it's a pretty safe inclusion on Bradley's side.
Land for turn.
Oh boy. Saga tokens might be the, I mean, I hesitate to call them heroes, but might be the way that Bradley's going to close out the game.
Make a dude.
Whew, that's rough.
There's
If-
going to be a fair amount of dudes here.
Yeah, if Andrew's not even able to play the cards drawn in hand, that can be
Okay.
tough spot.
This is it to go find a thing. I'll probably just get an expedition map.
Looks like Bradley mentions getting an expedition map.
Get a map.
That leads me to believe there's no like Basilisk
Yeah.
Collar or Shadow Spear in the deck if you're getting a map.
That's probably true. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even really think those cards would necessarily be better in this situation, but I think you're probably right.
Play
Sure.
Yeah, Andrew's deck is super interesting. Yeah, anytime you're like griefing, like chat mentioned, when you're griefing in a fair way without Ephemerate, because even with Ephemerate, like the grief Ephemerate thing is strong, but it's still like not busted unless you're following it up with some other really strong plays. Like it's so good in the Reanimator deck because it just clears the way, and then you can do your powerful Reanimator play. But just as a like, I'm gonna trade 3 cards for 3 cards and set the game back. It's really hit or miss whether that's enough to like actually finish out the game.
I'd say it's hands down been the most underwhelming of the Evoke elementals in this cycle. It definitely.
Grief?
Not quite mono black.
What's that?
You think Grief is the most underwhelming?
Yeah, I do.
Oh
Gotta
wow.
play to my house.
I think I would put Subtlety as the most underwhelming.
I think the subtlety had the most hype, and it
Yeah.
was like the most
Artifact Shatter,
disappointment.
Shatter
But in terms of like amount of play currently and the effect, I think subtlety is kind of just a generally better card than Grief is.
Huh.
Yeah, but close.
Interesting. Yeah, I think they were. I mean, they were both incredibly overhyped for sure.
I'll just say yeah.
But
Grief is. I feel like it's really sweet and like and enables a living in deck. But outside of that, I haven't been impressed by decks that are Malakir Rebirth and Grief or like Ephemerating Grief that much.
Yeah, I think it's good in the Spike Reanimator list that has been floating around. But yeah, I mean, beyond those, I think it's been medium.
I'll make another one. Yeah, I'll make another one.
All right, Bradley, just on the construct beatdown plan here.
I agree with the chat on the legacy comments. Extra Unmasked in Reanimator is not nothing, though. I mean, that card is very strong in a legacy Reanimator, not to get too far off the modern topic, but
I will go to combat.
Okay. We'll be right back. Okay.
we didn't really see any subtleties from Vinny in the Merfolk game, huh? That's another instance where I actually think in Fish subtlety is like pretty reasonable against specifically Murktide region.
Yeah, I mean, subtlety is played currently as a 2 of in most Murktide sideboards. Especially like whenever Amulet ticks up in popularity, that's when like subtlety ticks up in sideboard play. So.
5, 6.
Aether Gust is very sad about that.
One of it.
Sure.
Whoa.
6, 7. Which I think
So this is the Black March effect,
Until
and it's basically like a drain life,
doesn't matter if
but
I
you
kill
can
one, I
pitch
have to kill
cards
one second, I'll kill the-
So you go to
to make
19.
it cheaper.
yeah,
thought
go up
that
to
it-
19.
I thought that it exiled those cards. I can't remember if the pitch is a discard or exile,
Or no,
but
one's going to
One's
Lily.
attacking
Yep.
Lily, yeah.
So you'll take 9 because now they're
Right.
smaller. And then
March
Lily
of
dies, and you take 9.
Wretched Sorrow.
Okay. So you go to 3.
Yeah, it's actually exile, so those two cards should be exiled. If it matters, chat, we will correct it with those 2 cards, but we're not going to run out there unless it becomes
That
relevant.
was pretty disgusting draws on my part. So, yeah.